Hey everybody, my name is Nevyn, and I would like to welcome you back to Bytes here on pixelattack.net. Today's game is Sunless Sea by Fail Better Games, and I have no better way to describe this than a top-down ocean exploration game set in the most Cthulhu-Mesian world in existence. And that may sound a little strange, but it's just extremely eldritch in nature, and it's really awesome. It's gloomy. It's gloomy. It's unforgiving, and it's permadeath. You can play without permadeath in a way. You can have manual saves, and if you die, you can go back to it. But I highly recommend that you play through this at least play through once on permadeath, because you will die. It is something that will happen. And the game makes it very, very clear to you. It's really, really interesting. The universe and everything is just it's really cool. If you're familiar with the game by the name of Fallen London, I believe it's a web-based game. This is actually in the same universe as that. And the writing is fantastic. As you can hear, the music is fantastic, and it's got a particularly unique visual style. One thing about this game that should be noted is that there is a lot of reading. Pretty much all of the exposition, nothing is really voice acted. It's all read. And at first I thought that it would be kind of strange, but it actually manages to work quite well with how they've built the game. It's not, the only problem that really arises with reading is that you're going to die a lot. So there are times when you will be reading the same thing over and over again. The beginning of the game is always the same stuff. When you die, you have to go and fill out forms to say who you are and stuff like that. And it's the same questions. And if you answer them the same way, the same sorts of events will happen at the beginning. And if that is not for you, then definitely play it without permadeath. But I feel like it's very interesting that they decided to include permadeath in a narrative-driven game like this. Because it frames everything in very, very real danger. And the quests that you get send you traveling around this gigantic world to deliver this and that or gather information. And they don't tell you where the place you're going is. They'll say, oh, it's somewhere to the north. Oh, it's somewhere to the south. But you have to actually go and explore it and find it on your own. And it's actually tied into the lore. Anytime that you die, the sea actually changes and the locations of things shift around ever so slightly. And it creates this sense of you're not going to know where everything is every time you play through. And that just encourages explanation. You upgrade and you get more ships, you get better gear on your ships, you get more crew members, there's these crew members, which are just generic crews, and if you don't have enough, you take a penalty to how fast you move. And then there are officers that you can have. There's various types of sea life, such as this shark that has been screwed, and we do not want to fight him, because he will destroy us. I'm very low percents right now. I'm probably actually going to die. What, did he hit me? Oh no, I'm just scared. We gotta get away from this guy, but I can't move very fast. It's a very methodically paced game. It's not something that you'll come into and just all of a sudden be going very, very fast at. It takes its time. It builds up. And that all just adds to the atmosphere. It's very, very interesting. And the quests more or less come down to taking thing from point A to point B and figuring out where point B is. But because of the atmosphere and because of the narrative that you yourself create, it's very, very interesting. And it's really fun, and it makes it really easy to create your own story. You do have to worry about supplies such as fuel and food, If you run out of fuel, you'll be stranded, and then you'll run out of food, and then you'll eat your crew, and then everybody will die. That's just the way it goes. You through your journal, you can find your objectives. Each character has something that is drive them. Like, she wants to get, oh, I forget, there's a specific place that she wants to go. And if I get her there, then yay, it adds to my story. I don't know if it's actually going to do much of anything for me, though. You can have a mascot, which is pretty adorable. I'm still with the comatose ferret, mostly immobile. Occasionally it's feral. And throughout, you can, I believe that you could actually make your way by shopping and trading between ports, but I'm not entirely sure. And yeah, that's essentially it. You saw the combat. There isn't really much that I can show as far as narrative is concerned, because we are actually out of time. But the writing is just ridiculously good. The creatures are awesome, and that guy, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is in early access on Steam. You can get it for about $19 normally. It's $18.99, which is a weird price for a game. But I recommend you check it out if you are at all interested in these eldritch and gloomy things. So that's all the time we have for this episode. I would like to thank you guys for joining me. If you have any recommendations for a game that I could check out on Indie Bytes, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below, or send me a tweet. My handle is @forkh. You can also send me an email at nevyn@pixelattack.net. That is all the time for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
For the love of games!